Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and today we're doing another NFT video. This one is a little less ECOMI VeVe based, but still has some very exciting opportunities, let's say, to talk about for VeVe. Talking about literally bringing in many millions of users. Long discussion, let's get into it. As per usual, let's go into the price first of ECOMI, because that's how I like to start my videos out. So in the sevens right now, 7169 on a low 6664 and a high of 7292 over the past 24 hours. Not important in this video at all though, just because I know some people like to see it. Having said that, today's video is about gaming, and it's about both gaming and NFTs and what we could see go on there. Now, a lot of people are very excited about play to earn, and so am I. Pardon me. I'm very excited about play to earn as well, but this video, I think what's interesting now is we're starting to see quite interesting dynamics between different entertainment IPs in gaming. Let's go through this methodically though, if possible. Let's start out by looking at the conversation of the day in gaming for NFT purposes. Ryan Brown tweeted out, Steam has banned all games that utilize blockchain tech, NFTs or currencies from the platform. Looking down at the replies, people. So the NFT bros following me off the back of this have grossly misunderstood my position on their world-burning JPEG collection. Lol. So personally, I knew that it was going to be his opinion because I won't go into it. Nothing against Ryan, but what a stupid ass take. Anyway, having said that, nothing genuinely personal. I just think he's incredibly misdirected, but that's okay. He probably thinks the same of me. Having said that, I wanted to have a look at Kotaku's take on it. I didn't actually realize that it was Kotaku until I read it, and then I realized without seeing the logo at the top, because I don't really read Kotaku that much anyway, but I started realizing straight away, because I don't know if you remember, but when Spider-Man came out on VeVe, of course, Kotaku also had some really interesting things to say. This time around though, it's a different writer. Good riddance, Steam bans games that feature crypto and NFTs. In a rare W, Valve bans crypto-based games from Steam. Now, if you know what a dub is, then you know that's a win, right? So of course, clearly Kotaku have made a very clear stance. Well, this writer at least has made a very clear stance. Damn, a good guy Steam is sort of back. The developer of an upcoming NFT-based game revealed in a tweet that Steam is no longer allowing games built on blockchain technology or that issue or allow exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs. Indeed, Valve's onboarding rule page now says exactly that. NFTs are digital assets that represent ownership of, etc., right? And of course, you can see that they dislike it in many ways because they honestly haven't actually spent any time looking at it. They are... I need to try and be calm. It just annoys me when people have like write these articles and they're so misled, but you know, that's just my own opinion. Steam's formal ban of cryptocurrencies game and NFTs wasn't completely unexpected. This basically happened before, right? In a way, just in a different way, but today was sort of more of a clearer stance. Light Night is a game in which players can earn NFTs by playing the game, which is essentially, right, play to earn, right? It's pretty funny that Steam thinks that NFTs contain real value, but I'm not complaining. The less close video games align with NFTs, the better off we'll all be. And it seems like I'm not the only one who agrees. This is perfect. Seems like I'm not the only one who agrees. Steam's main competitor is the Epic Games Store. CEO Tim Sweeney tweeted out that the company was not touching NFTs as the whole field is currently tangled up with an intractable mix of scams, interesting decentralized tech, foundations, and scams. Okay. And of course, we have a similar thing right here. We aren't touching NFTs. This one was posted over 2 weeks ago. And of course, they're speaking on Tim replying to someone asking about it. Eli asked Tim, "Sir, please check your inbox. Hope to talk to you later," or talk to you. And of course replied, "We aren't touching NFTs as the whole field is currently tangled with an intractable mix of scams, interests, etc." Right? Now, Tim is not an idiot. He's not. At least I don't think he is. That Tim is the founder of Epic Games that created Fortnite, and that a lot of games in the gaming industry are made on the Unreal Engine, which is kind of like it's not the same thing, but you know, you could sort of see Unreal Engine, then you see Unity, which I believe VeVe is based on. So very, very billionaire, you know, a lot of you might already know him. Anyway, Fortnite founder says NFT tech going places, but currently speculative mess. Tim Sweeney, the co-founder of the studio behind titles such as Hitman, Gears of War, and the wildly popular Fortnite, sent a tweet today that NFT tech and the metaverse it one day may enable are going places, but due to factors such as transaction costs and the wild speculative mess that makes up much of crypto today, the dream of a persistent live digital universe might be far off. Sweeney made his comments in response to a blog titled Into the Void, written by blockchain consulting, research and investment firm Delphi digital partner Piers Kicks. Into the Void is a sprawl, etc. Having said that, so here we have right here Tim talking about it, right, about blockchain, right, and the underpinnings for an open metaverse. Disclaimers: the state of the art is far from the 60 Hz transactional medium needed for 100 millions of concurrent users in a real-time 3D simulation. This is someone who would know about this stuff because he literally owns Fortnite. And when I say he owns it, it's not like, oh, he's just a CEO. He literally owns a majority stake in Epic Games. I think Tencent own like 40%. Anyway. Don't read this as an endorsement of cryptocurrency investment. That's a wild speculative mess, but the tech is going places. That's really important. It's immensely, and then Kick said in a statement to Cointelegraph, it's immensely exciting to see recognition of the potential of these technologies from Tim, who is undoubtedly leading pioneer of change in the gaming industry and beyond. Almost everything out there right now is not ready to be mainstream consumer facing. It's just not scalability, that's a bottleneck. There's still major UX frictions across the board, etc. Having said that, so Kotaku is very quick to say that Epic is hard against NFTs. And then a few hours later, I'm not kidding, a few hours later, a headline comes out. Epic says it's open to blockchain games after Steam bans them. Epic has a set of rules and will likely add more in the future. Epic tells Verge that it's open to games that support cryptocurrency or blockchain-based assets on its game store, unlike its competitor Valve, which essentially banned games that feature NFTs. Epic told us there'd be some limitations, but that it's willing to work with early developers in the new field. Epic says that the game would have to comply with financial laws, make it clear how the blockchain is used, and have essentially all the things that any institution would need in order to be happy to take something on like this, right? Investors, shareholders, etc. It also says that developers won't be able to use Epic's payment system to accept crypto. They would have to use their own payment systems as well instead, which honestly makes sense. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has said that the company isn't interested in touching NFTs, but that statement now appears to only apply to its own games. Epic tells The Verge that it will clarify the rules as it works with developers to understand how they plan to use blockchain technologies. This doesn't mean that developers spurned by Steam can rush out and throw their game up on the Epic Game Store, currently Epic's self-publishing program, etc. Now, what's really important to notice here is that even though he has spoken about it being a speculative mess, and in fairness, parts of this, you know, some of the NFT stuff that's going on, I'm even like, okay. But just because I'm like, about some NFT stuff, doesn't mean, and I think this is the problem that a lot of people have right now, right? And most people aren't really open to, I guess, talking about this, is that NFT technology to most people is the JPEG stuff. And that's because that's all mainstream wants to cover, generally. It's about people making his fortune and about NBA players buying CryptoPunks for whatever reasons. And so all these websites like Kotaku decide to, of course, report on it and essentially put out that it's a money laundering thing. And of course, what happens there is that then starts, you know, becoming a thing within the online community, and then everyone basically has the same opinion without actually looking into any of it, thinking, okay, well, it's all JPEG scams. Now, for one, obviously, a lot of these JPEG scams, I know a few people who have certain NFTs that are essentially JPEG stuff. It's interesting to see what they're doing, though, because this is a different topic, to be fair. But as far as the token of ownership is concerned, it's interesting to see what innovations are being led by these clubs, essentially, is what I call them. They're clubs, right? Like, VeFriends is a club. It's absolutely a club that has access to VCon, etc., etc. Having said that, one really important thing to distinguish here, right here, is it right here? Here we go. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has said that the company isn't interested in touching NFTs, but that statement now only appears to apply to its own games. What I believe that means is that Tim isn't trying to get Fortnite into crypto. And what that means, because this is where things get kind of complicated unless you have a longer or a different mindset or whatever. What that means to me is that they aren't trying to introduce crypto V-Bucks. So Fortnite isn't going play to earn, and that's fine. I actually have no issue with that. Eventually that might happen anyway, but that's what Tim is saying right now, is that Fortnite isn't going to play to earn, which means essentially they won't put NFTs within Fortnite. But is that a problem for us? See, VeVe users, or at least some of us, want Fortnite NFTs. Mainly, I want them because A, I like Fortnite anyway, but more importantly than that, it's because of how much OMI it would burn. Fortnite skins are a different universe. I don't think anyone, unless you play Fortnite, understand how important this is to millions of people. And at the end of the day, all that matters there is that people are buying it. So what does that mean exactly, and how does this work? Well, let's quickly go over to some other stuff, right? I've already looked at this a few times, but I want to have a look at it again. CLC essentially working on getting some different IPs into Fortnite. So they're very interested already in this whole metaverse situation, and that's why you have all the Marvel and DC brands entering Fortnite way before VeVe had any of this. We saw these collaborations happening way before VeVe even launched. So it's not like VeVe, Fortnite were on it already, and they've already been, in many ways, considered as the first metaverse in certain formats. I definitely wouldn't call it the first metaverse, but it's definitely a great way to example it. Let's have a look at a different completely website called JazzWaves. Some of you will know where I'm going with this already, some of you won't, and that's fine. JazzWaves is owned by Jeremy Padua, global toy maker for Pokemon, Fortnite, Roblox, AEW, etc. And of course, this is this right here: Fortnite, Roblox, AEW, etc. So JazzWaves essentially does Fortnite's collectibles, right? Now, what this tells me is that maybe Fortnite isn't trying to go play to earn, but that doesn't in any way, shape, or form really affect VeVe in the current position we're in. Just because Epic doesn't want to put NFTs into Fortnite and make it a play-to-earn situation, which I understand for the moment, I actually do. Because at the end of the day, NFTs and blockchain is still so niche in a way, and still so speculated on because of all the, all the FUD around it, essentially, that Fortnite's not going to start introducing crypto, because eventually, BBC, and I used to work there, so, but BBC, Verge, etc., they'll all pick up on it and they'll be like, Fortnite's become a crypto game, should parents be worried? And that will be an article that's run by 1,000 different websites, I know it. Having said that, we don't need the NFTs to be in Fortnite. We need the NFTs to be in VeVe. That's a completely different story. Having the IP of Fortnite in VeVe is not the same thing as people playing Fortnite. The distinguishing factor is that people aren't opening Fortnite, they're opening VeVe. And if Fortnite knows about how important, because they are literally monetizing different IPs being in their game, if they know how important it is to scale, because that's how they'll be pitching these different companies. They'll be pitching Marvel, DC, AMC, all these different Disney, etc., etc. They're pitching all of them with the metaverse. They're pitching all of them with the digital scalable, etc., etc. And it's worked, right? That's why we see all these different licenses within Fortnite. So if Tim is that aware about how Fortnite has essentially scaled these other IPs, then they'll be aware of how NFTs can bring value to the Fortnite IP, even if it's not within the Fortnite software itself. So what I truly believe is that with AR capabilities within VeVe and with the licenses that VeVe has already, which essentially is social proof B2B wise, right? It essentially means that realistically Tim will know about VeVe by now. There's no doubt in my mind, especially with the Jeremy Padua connection. There's no doubt that Jeremy and Tim have spoken about this, etc., etc. And in case you're not aware, actually, just because I might have skipped it, I think I did. Jeremy Padua, in my opinion, is probably a whale in OMI. I'll be real. That's my guess. At the very least, yeah, he has a lot invested in it. And he's been on multiple VeVe podcasts. He's been within the Twitter spaces, the clubhouses. He tweets about OMI virtually at least once a week, if not 4 times a week, and he replies to VeVe all the time. Check his Twitter out if you want to see it, if you don't know this already, but a lot of you will already know how key and how important Jeremy thinks that VeVe is. So I'm not saying this is all going to happen straight away. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, at the very least next year, but it's definitely an interesting one. And currently there is no other NFT provider that I can see, at least, that has done what VeVe has done, especially from the premium content perspective. Yes, because you have Quid and stuff that have licenses for the companies we already see, Marvel, etc. But VeVe is the only one right now, and it might not be VeVe. Maybe another company will come out and do even better stuff than VeVe does. I doubt it, because I haven't seen it yet, and there will be more competition eventually. But right now, VeVe, in my opinion, is the best front runner for, honestly, an exclusive license. And once that happens, once we see Fortnite streamers, once we see Ninja, etc., when they pick up on it, and you can have your own opinion on Ninja, I personally freaking love the dude. And the reason why I love the dude is from more of a business perspective. And to be fair, like I know people who know him, and he seems really cool through mutual friends and whatever. If you know who Ninja is, he's one of the most popular gaming streamers in the world. He's done everything a streamer could do ever. He's the most mainstream, etc. He's got tens of millions of followers, etc., which is, you know, very mainstream as far as I'm concerned, etc. But once we see essentially the different markets like Twitch, TikTok, etc., using these Fortnite augmented reality NFTs for content, you don't have to worry about Google advertising, nor, you know, RNCPMK, or, you know, even the first party in studio marketing team that VeVe have with, you know, Noah, with Rev, Alex, etc., with Reese, of course. It's going to be a case of people will be buying these NFTs because they want to make content. And then you're going to have, realistically, you know, the ages of 8 to 16 plus are also going to be very interested. They're going to see their favorite TikToker getting involved. They're going to see their favorite Twitch streamer get involved. And I know this from an influencer marketing point of view, that is going to go insane. That is literally over 50 million users over a sustained period of time. That's a fair amount of users, don't you think? So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'm saying everything I'm saying from like quite a macro perspective. I've seen Fortnite build from 2017. I've made most of my money in Fortnite through reporting about it, so I know what's going on, and I've seen every step since 2018, or January at least, and Fortnite came out in like October of 2017. I kind of got warmed up to it for those few months, and then I went hard on it from January onwards. I've seen every step that Epic have taken. I've seen every step that Tim has taken, because that was my job essentially, was to report on it and do well with that. And with all of that said, I've seen it all come through, and then I've also seen, of course, VeVe's journey, and it all just pans out in my head. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, though. Would love to hear your take. If this video was interesting or helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, a like is always much appreciated. And if you would like to be kept happening in this topic every single day, more time today, this is my channel, and I cover everything on every single day. So if you want to be everything happening, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next VeVe video.